Today we are gonna talk about salivary glands. This is one of the glands that work in our digestion system. So whenever we think about a food, right, like you're not eating anything, you're just thinking about a food and suddenly your mouth starts watering. Well, that is because of the salivary gland starts working. So there are three major salivary glands in our mouth. These are the parotid gland, the submandibular gland, the sublingual gland. The parotid gland can be called the enzyme warehouse. It is present in the lower region of your ear, as you can see in the picture, and it is the biggest one. It produces salivary amylase, which degrades the carbohydrates, the sucrose, into the starch into a smaller form like maltose. So whenever you eat a food and like a carbohydrate food and then it starts to taste a bit sweeter, it is because of this. Now the second is the submandibular gland. It can be called the MVP of all the salivary glands. It is the biggest one of all, and it produces about 70% of saliva in your mouth. The saliva is made out of mucus and water. So 70% is created by the submandibular gland, and it is tucked under your jaw. And whenever we are eating any kind of spicy food, these works over time to create more saliva to dilute the heat. And the third one is the sublingual gland. It is the smallest one. It is present in the lower portion of your tongue, and it produces mucus, which helps to coat the food so that you can easily swallow it. Now, why do we need a salivary gland, or why do we need saliva, right? Well, it helps in digestion, as I already have told you that it produces salivary amylase that degrades carbohydrates like starch into maltose. And then it also produces another enzyme called lingual lipase, which degrades fat, though it is a very low amount, and it degrades fat in infants especially. Then in case of swallowing, when we are eating a food, the mucus that is released will coat it, and it will be easy for us to swallow it. And then for protection, not only digestion, it helps in the oral health also. Our saliva has lysozyme enzyme, which attacks the bacteria to protect your teeth. Also, it works as a buffer. Like when you are eating something, the bacteria will utilize those food and create acid that will degrade your teeth. So whenever the saliva is secreted, it will use a buffering effect and then neutralize your mouth, which will help your oral health. So as we can see that over here, that one can produce over 1 to 1.5 liters of saliva every day, and if you're thinking about a sour food, it will make your mouth water even more. Now we are going to talk about what happens after you swallow the food. After you swallow your food, it goes to your stomach, right? And over there, how does it get digested? What works for this digestion? These are the gastric glands. These gastric glands are present in the stomach mucosa. So the stomach has, in the different parts of the stomach has different type of gastric gland, like the cardiac gland, the fundus gland, and the pyloric gland. Now, these gastric glands have different types of cells like parietal cell, chief cell, mucous cell, argentinophil cell, and G cell. The parietal cell produces hydrochloric acid, which degrades your food, and also it decreases the pH level inside of your stomach to 1 to 1.5 or even more or less. Now, what is the reason for this? Well, our chief cell also produces pepsinogen. These are inactivated enzyme, and to activate this we need hydrochloric acid and acidic environment, which is done by the parietal cells. Then again, it produces intrinsic factor, which helps in the absorption of vitamin B12, which is needed for your RBC. After that, think about it. It creates hydrochloric acid, right? It is very acidic, so it should harm our stomach. But why doesn't it do? It is because of the mucous cell. They produce mucus, which creates a protective layer over the cells of your stomach to protect it. And after that, we have already talked about the chief cell, which produces pepsinogen, and it becomes pepsin, and these pepsin are used to degrade protein into a smaller form for our body to absorb it properly. And then there is G cell, which produces gastrin. Gastrin helps in the stimulates the acid production and also the enzyme secretion. And then there is argentophin cell. Argentophin cells help in the serotonin. It produces serotonin, which is important for your motility of food inside of your stomach. So after that, we can understand that the gastric glands are very important, right? So what does these gastric glands do? Why is it needed? Well, it is for our protection, for the digestion, of course, also the absorption of vitamin, to regulate our digestion, right? Now, think about what will happen if these gastric glands do not work properly. We have heard about heartburn, right? It happens when the hydrochloric acid goes to your esophagus, and this creates a burning sensation. So if there is too little acid production, absorption will not be properly done. As a result, we will suffer from malnutrition. If there is too much acid production, it can cause acid reflux, heartburn. And if there is not enough production of mucus, it will cause the stomach lining to harm, right? And that will cause ulcers. So we can understand that gastric glands are very important for your body, not only for your digestion, but overall of your health. You need properly functioning gastric glands. So this is it for today. Thank you so much.